Hi guys, welcome to my channel, welcome to a new video. As you can see, we're sitting down for this one. Well, I'm standing, but it's a sit down video. Okay, so yeah, today I am going to be answering one of the most frequently asked questions to me, and that is how I became not necessarily how I became a real estate agent, but how you can become a real estate agent. I did create a whole separate video as to how I got into real estate and what my journey was and what my difficulties were. Definitely do check it out. So yeah, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you the steps that you can take to join or become a real estate agent in South Africa. So without wasting any further time, let's get right into the video. So I'm going to try and summarize this video as much as possible because I don't want to bombard you with too much information. Where you are at right now, looking at videos of how you can become a real estate agent in South Africa, I feel like you don't need all this information. Whatever information you need, I will give, but then any further or elaboration of that information will then be provided to you by the agency that takes you in as an intern agent. So I want to keep this as simple and as short as possible. Hopefully it will be informative and it will give you that little bit of information that you require to start or to look into becoming a real estate agent, and then any other further information as to where to register, how to register, what you need, how to get it, you know, all that will then be guided by the agency that takes you in as a real estate agent. So the first step would then be to look for a company that is looking for intern real estate agents or inexperienced real estate agents. So those need to be your key terms for your search when you go on to Careers24 or PNet or any other type of sorry, I'm out of breath, or any other type of job seeking site. Your keywords need to be real estate agent, either inexperienced or intern. You don't want to find yourself applying for a job that requires an experienced real estate agent if you don't have that experience. So you need to look for companies that are willing to train you and mold you. So an advertisement of a job where a company is looking for an inexperienced real estate agent will look something like this. I'll put something up here on the screen and also put up a couple of links in the description box for you to kind of like just click on, and then it'll take you directly to the website where they are recruiting inexperienced or intern agents. So you can just have a bit of an idea, because I did get a question previously as to like, are any companies actually looking for intern agents, because I'm hardly ever coming across those types of ads. So the first step you would need to do is then search for jobs like that, apply for jobs like that, make sure you make yourself look very attractive on paper. Make your applications as though you're looking for a job, because it is a job ultimately. You're just an independent contractor. You're not a full-time employee that gets a salary from the agency. Utilize the internet, like use the internet when you go. First of all, when you go on that interview, make sure you are not completely clueless. You know, treat it as though it is a job that you're looking for, and as much as they say inexperienced agent or intern agent, doesn't mean you must go there knowing nothing. Like, at least kind of equip yourself. There's a whole lot of information on the internet. Equip yourself with all that information. You know, ask the questions. Google what questions would they ask me if I went to like a real estate agent interview, and kind of like, I'm not saying go study everything that's on the internet, but like, don't be clueless. So as soon as you are taken in to an agency as an intern agent, you've signed all the contracts, you have been trained and everything, they will then in that process register you with the EAAB or the PPRA, which is the Estate Agents Affairs Board, which is completely rebranded into the Property Practitioners Regulatory Authority, something like that, I guess. So yeah, you will then be registered with the EAAB or PPRA, so you can get your FFC. FFC is the Fidelity Fund Certificate. This enables you within the law or legality of the authority that you may practice obviously as an intern under the mentorship or the guidance of like a principal or mentor. You can you know, call people to list their homes and do viewings. Everything you are doing is then within the legal boundaries of what is required from you. So you need to be certified in order for you to function or to work as a real estate agent, and the FFC is proof that you are registered with that regulatory board. And some clients will ask to see your FFC. Like if you go maybe on a listing appointment, they will ask you questions about you, and they will maybe interview you, because in most cases you find people who are looking for homes or people who are looking to sell their homes would like to work with one agent, and they will then interview you to see if you are the best fit for them. And during that interview, some of them will ask, can we see your FFC, or can we have a FFC number, so they can call the PPRA and just kind of confirm your legitimacy if you are really a real estate agent. Because this is a very big transaction that goes through the buyer and the seller. It's property, you know, it's a movable property, so it is a whole lot of fraudulent activities happening there, and people find themselves in situations where, you know, they become defrauded, or maybe transactions are not real and they pay money, and you know, anything can affect either the buyer or the seller negatively. So most of the time they want to protect themselves, and in doing that they need to then interview the person that they'll be entrusting with their prime possession, as well as their personal documents like their pay slips and their IDs and stuff like that. So they just want to verify that you are who you say you are, or you are permitted or qualified to be doing this job as you say that you are. So that is why you need your FFC, and that will then be issued to you. There is a annual fee that you need to pay in order for you to renew that FFC, but if you work in real estate and you make money in real estate, it shouldn't be an issue. I think it's about 5 something if I'm not mistaken. You get a FFC for each year you practice real estate, and the history of your FFC having been renewed or cancelled or revoked is all accessible with your FFC number. So it is very important that you remain in your best behavior when you hold that FFC, so that you do not kind of ruin your credibility. Just, you know, there are certain things that happen sometimes that lead you to ruining your credibility. So your history as a real estate agent, having been issued with the FFC, all lies behind that number. So there is a part on the website where you can just use that number and see if this person is issued with the correct or legal FFC, and how long they've had it, and if there's been any issues or any unethical behavior on the agent's end, you know. And people who own houses, or people who are looking for houses, or people who are looking to sell their houses, want to know who they're dealing with before, you know, they include you or they involve you in the whole process, or maybe the biggest transaction of their lives. So yeah, you will then be given forms, and you will be required to make the payment for your FFC. That would then be the second step. And the third step would be then to complete your 12-month or 24-month internship. So 12 months normally is attained by people who do real estate full-time, and that's all they do for an entire year. They commit themselves into like learning, you know, going on listing appointments, going on viewing appointments, doing show houses, doing expos, property expos, and you know, just working as full-time real estate agents. And then maybe the 24-month period is attainable by people who do it part-time. So maybe you're in school, maybe you're working, and you cannot afford to give real estate all those hours that you're required to give it in one day. Maybe you give it half of that, so then you take about 24 months to complete the internship. But either way, the minimum is 12 months, the maximum is 24 months. So you're given that period to complete the internship, where you'll be working under the supervision of a mentor or a principal, who will then be guiding you throughout maybe things that you might not understand, or maybe situations that you go through that you might need clarity or explanation or guidance, or just maybe somebody walking with you. Yeah, so that whole internship process, you will then be guided and trained and molded into, you know, a great independent agent after you are done with your internship. So throughout the whole process of doing your internship, or yeah, your 12 months internship, you will be keeping a POA, which is called a portfolio of evidence, where you will then document every single thing that you did throughout that year or those 2 years. And then the next step would then to complete your NQF, I think level 4 or 5, I think it's 4. I think NQF level 4, that is now your qualification in real estate. And if you hold, say for instance, either NQF level 1, I don't know, if you have a qualification in like another course, maybe accounting or law, then you can do the recognition of prior learning. That is when you will become accredited for the learning that you have done before, and you won't necessarily need to do the whole NQF level 4 education, but you will still be tested. You know, there is a PDE exam that you need to PDE exam. It's like a PDE, yeah, that you need to write, that requires for you to know all that information. So you are still going to be required to study and learn, but you just won't have to do like that. I think the course takes about a year or two, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there are a couple of institutions, accredited institutions that offer real estate education. I think UNISA has a course, I think the University of Johannesburg has a course, I think WITS has a course. And then you get some private sector education that offers the type of education, I think. And also you can just weigh your options. I think the easy thing about real estate is the fact that you are allowed to come in and work and make money, then use that money to pay for that qualification, instead of going to university and doing this qualification, then coming back and then, like, you know, recovering from paying for all those studies. So in real estate, you can come in, you can intern, and you can make the money, and you can use the money to reinvest into yourself, where you'll then be paying an institution to take on a course so you can be deemed as a qualified full status agent. So that's the nice thing about real estate. So the next step is exactly that, your professional designate exam, which is the PDE. And that is why I kick myself every time I'm like, you're gonna have to write your PDE exam, because mostly, like, you will be required to write and pass the PDE so that you can be recognized as a professional full status agent in the market. And also that counts as part of like your accolades or your belt of achievements or qualifications that you have acquired. And it also kind of adds on to like the list of reasons why clients need to work with you, because you are qualified, you are accredited, you have written tests, you have passed, and now you are no longer a candidate practitioner or an intern real estate agent. You are now a property practitioner, full-on status real estate agent, which kind of brings more trust from, you know, people that are selling their homes or people that are looking for homes. They kind of trust you more because you seem to have the qualifications and the experience to, you know, make sure that this transaction is a very smooth sailing one for them. Those are the steps that you can take to becoming a real estate agent. I try to summarize it as much as possible without leaving out too much information, but all of this information you will get from the agency that takes you on as a real estate, as an intern agent or an inexperienced agent, and them willing to give you all the necessary training that is required for you to become a full status agent. So the only thing that I can really guide you on is telling you to go look on job sites or even on their page, like make a list of real estate agencies that operate within your area of residence or the area in which you would like to operate, and look at those offices. You can Google them, or you can just drive around and note the names and the addresses, and then from there go to their websites and like look at whether they are recruiting or not. Keep an eye out on their social media platforms, like their Instagram page if they have, their Facebook page if they have, and normally that is where they will post their recruitment posts, or their they'll post about them requiring an intern real estate agent to train. So if you can just make a list of all those agencies in your area or the area in which you would like to work, and just keep an eye out on their social media pages, and then also then take it a step further and go to PNet or Careers 24, I almost said Property 24, or Careers 24, any job portal site. And just one big tip that I can give to you is to make sure that you validate the what do you call it, the ad. Just make sure that you validate the ad, look at the address, look at the phone numbers, the emails, you know, just make sure that you are indeed applying to a legit post of a real estate agency that is looking for inexperienced agents, because there has been a whole lot of scams out there. And another thing that I can advise you on is don't put in stuff such as like your ID number, or actually your certified ID or your driver's license, any information that is deemed as protectable by the Poppy Act. Then don't put it in, you know, just put in everything about you on your CV, but don't include your address, don't include your ID number, don't include any copies or certified copies of your ID number or ID and driver's license. Just give them the information that they require about you, and if they need any additional information, then you can provide that, obviously upon verifying that that is like a legit company looking for intern real estate agents. Don't make that mistake. There's a whole lot of things going on in this country, so I understand if maybe you're in a position where you really want to become a real estate agent, but don't just blindly fall into traps that people set up for people who really desire to join a market. So I think it's very important for you to make sure that you verify what you're applying for even before you apply, man. Just look at the email address that you need to send your email to, you know, and match it against. Normally these email addresses are on their official websites, so you'll use that email address and kind of like match it to what is on their website. If it is not, take the number on their website and just call them and say, listen, I'm looking at a post that says you're looking for an intern agent, or you know, inexperienced agents, and you are willing to train them. Is this true? I saw this on this and this website, and they will confirm for you if it is legitly them, and if it's not, stay away from those things. The market is fairly open now. Like, a lot of real estate agencies are mass recruiting intern agents, so don't really need a max to the number of agents that they can have. As long as you're an active agent, you are an asset to them. So yeah, the market is very open. It's not as closed off as it was before, so you do have options, and with those options I would like to advise for you to exercise them. Make sure you research, figure out the type of company that you are applying for, and do research on the company that you are applying for. Speak to people who are already in that company and like kind of get their point of view, views and stuff, because yes, you will be representing that company, but that company will also be representing you, so you need to make sure that you are a good fit for each other. The market is so open that you have that choice or the option to figure out if you're going with agency A or agency B, whichever one suits you and your personality and who you are and how you want to come across or how you want to show up as a business. Then that is the agency that you need to go for. So we have reached the end of the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope it was informative. I tried to summarize it as much as possible, but also not leaving out the vital information that I feel you need to have. So yeah, I really do hope this was informative. I wish you nothing but the best on your journey to becoming a real estate agent. May it be fruitful, may it be lucrative, and may it be fulfilling for you. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. See you on my next one. Love you. Bye.